Welcome to Watching with Styles. We are back. This is the second half breakdown, y'all. And I'm still getting used to these controls. It's man, it's something when you get old, man. Um Getting used to trying to do too much, but I'm trying. I'm trying to reach all angles. I'm getting a little better. Not where I want to be, kind of like cut a bowl. Not where I want to be, but I'm starting to feel more comfortable. Um, I don't have much to say, y'all. I don't have much to say for my monologue. Um, I'm feeling good though. That's one thing I can say is I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about where we are. It would be much nicer to be 4-4 right now. Be much nicer to be 4-4 right now. Um, but we about are where I think the majority of people had us at. Um, it is it is such a pot. And I said this um, before last season. Is the progression and evolution, elevation of Cutter can change this program around because when you can get a starting quarterback to start for your program for 3 years, it just sets things in place so well because now you're not pressed to find the next guy. Now you can potentially miss on a guy in a recruiting cycle. I'm gonna go back. Geez, when I can't remember the years, but it's when Jordan Jefferson's brother had to be thrust into being a starting quarterback for LSU years ago. They had a guy named Ryan Perrilloux. Ryan Perrilloux ended up going to play for Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State is not in Florida; it's in Alabama. But Ryan Perrilloux was a star in the state of Louisiana as a quarterback. He had the potential of being a star quarterback for LSU. That was going to be their next starting quarterback. He was going to start for LSU for probably 2 to 3 years. Ryan Perrilloux got in trouble, and the departure of Ryan Perrilloux tanked the rest of the Les Miles tenure because he could not find the right quarterback. That same thing you go back to Alabama with AJ McCarron. Alabama started to ascend when AJ McCarron was a starting quarterback for multiple years. That is humongous. Humongous. John, I'm going to get there. Humongous. And now we have a guy that we can legitimately hand the keys to the program for. I mean, you really want to think about it. Cutter has 3 more years. He's a redshirt freshman. He can start for 3 more years. That would be huge for the program. Huge. And if that can happen, that can when you can see the program stabilize a little bit. When you are changing quarterbacks as often as we have, especially from the portal, I mean, we just played a team, Auburn, that Hugh Freeze's tenure is going to, at Auburn, is he couldn't find a quarterback. He thought he potentially found one in Jackson Arnold, didn't work out well. When you don't find a quarterback, man, it can set you back. Colorado, the same thing. They're having issues. Um, Florida State, the same way. They thought Castellano was going to be the guy. They having issues. Like the quarterback is a key position, and if you're trying to establish some continuity within the program, getting a new quarterback every 1 to 2 years is not the way to go. And with that progression of Cutter, man, I'm feeling good about um, this week against Florida. Cutter played two of the better defenses in Auburn and Texas in 2 of the last 3 weeks and played solid football. Now he has a chance to do what he did like against Tennessee, to have a chance to have a balanced offense for the running game to reassure itself, reintroduce itself, and make the life for the freshman quarterback even better. I think this is the game where you can get back to that 3 game progression that Cutter had. And it's gonna be interesting. Like I said on KSR this morning or this afternoon, if we jump up on them early, and if it's 40 degrees or colder, that's when, if you jump on them early, they will quit. Some of those guys, not the whole team, but some of those guys be like, man, it's too cold to be out here. If you jump on them quick, don't give them any more reason to play for a W, we can get those guys. If they would have won last week, Georgia was their Super Bowl. If they would have won last week, it would be a really tough game. As when I looked at the schedule, we had the first 4 games. I said we had to go 3-1 to finish, to potentially have a chance of winning 7. We didn't finish 3-1, we finished 2-2. We all knew those 3 games in October was going to be tough. I had us 0-3. Now these 5 games at the end, I had us beating Auburn. I had us beating Florida. But for me, Florida is the toughest of the final 5 games because they have a lot of talent. And they had more talent at the perimeter until they lost their freshman receiver. But they have more talent on the perimeter than we do. And that stresses me out. But with new coaches, uncertainty, potential of players not wanting to play anymore, playing in a cold weather game are all advantages for us. All advantages for us. So we got to come this week, prepare great, and this is a one. Back in South, this is potentially our Super Bowl. If we win this game and get to 5-5 with the other non-conference game, so that means we win 3 in a row. That locker room gains a little bit more juice. And I said this yesterday. If we beat Florida, I think we beat Vandy. Vandy matches up with us very well. They are us. They are that Spider-Man meme with 2 Spider-Mans pointing at each other. They are us. And that is a game to be had. We owe them a little something. So let's get to this Florida game. Let's win that game. And then the pieces start to fill in like many should have had the prediction to be. Could we have beaten Texas? Could we have beaten Tennessee or Georgia? Sure. In the grand scheme of things, you play to win the game. We had chances, but the likelihood of winning those games were well lower than all the other games. And now it's time. These last 5 games is a chance for us to rectify our wrongs. And it starts on Saturday. We need to win an SEC home game. We check some things off the box. Scoring more than 2 touchdowns in the SEC game, check. Ending the SEC streak, losing streak, check. Ending the SEC home game, losing streak, that's the next check. If we get that, now we're moving. So, I just feel good about this game. Better drive. This one, who are the TD drive against Texas? That touchdown drive against Texas was fucking pretty. That wasn't that a 90-some plus yard drive? Damn, AJ, you be killing me with these questions. I'm gonna say the Texas one. Um, Here's why I think the Texas won. Because that really gave you life. We all know how the game ended. But the drive on that defense, the length of the field, wasn't for like 10 minutes or something. That was a solid drive. I'm gonna say this: in this drive, we were fortunate, and I'll show you. We were fortunate. That Texas drive was impressive, and then to end it with a quarterback run for a touchdown was even made it more special. So I'm gonna say the Texas drive. Also, I didn't think Auburn offense had a chance against us. We didn't know what Texas offense was going to do. They had a chance. This offense against our defense, no. Exactly, AJ. That ball to Farrier. Yeesh. As I said, y'all, the football gods were on our side finally for a game because Cutter could easily thrown three picks. And to get that completion in that situation and that position of the field to put us down to close to the goal line was huge. So, yeah, we were fortunate, man. Football guys were on our side, man. The interception and Cam caused the fumble. Anyone listening, especially AJ, does that count as an interception? So did Cutter throw 2 interceptions in the game? Is it documented as 2? Because that's now that I think about it, I didn't look at it. Is that documented as 2 interceptions? Let me see. I got game stats right here. I knew. Yeah, it does. So Cutter had 2 picks in the game. Not good. Yep, it counts as a pick. I will say this. If we don't lose a turnover battle in these next 4 games, I think we win all 4. I'm going to say that. I'm going to go on a limb. Put that on the milk carton. If we win a turnover battle, we win the next 4 games. I'm standing on business. Because as AJ said, he's had a pick in every appearance. Well, now it's time to tighten that up. If we win a turnover battle, we win the next 4 games. Punting and coverage helped us. Look, here's the thing. Punting helped us because the offense was able to get first downs when they needed first down. The offense was able to put us close to midfield to allow for Laros to pin Auburn consistently inside that 25-yard line. Auburn had one snap from I guess greater than that 25-yard line except on the turnover. Everything else was minus 10, 12, 9, 15, 17. They started in poor field position 90-some% of the time. They had one possession, and that was after interception. That was not in bad in a compromising position for their offense coordinator. I don't think people understand how much that helps a defense and a defensive coordinators when that team has a start inside that 15-yard line consistently. It changes the whole play calling for both sides. I'm not sure he has a gunslinger because gunslinger throws in tight windows. A lot of these are just bad throws. um, the one before half wasn't a bad throw, but a couple of these other ones were just bad throws. Those are not, as I call, gunslinger, where you're trying to fit in a tight window. Um, that's what I consider a gunslinger. Is Brett Favre he trusted his arm. He was zipping that thing into a spot that most people couldn't throw it in, and he was like, "I'm trusting my arm, and I'm going to get it there." Um, we have lost with that special teams from the. If come on, John, if we could have covered punts in the Texas game, we win. Texas doesn't score a point. We shut them out. So if they could have covered like that in that game, now remember that we were not punting in the go zone. We was punting in our end of the field. So that also makes a difference. Man, big win though. Whatever you call it, it was a big win. It was needed. I'm glad those guys got to experience the taste of a W again since freaking September, right? It was the third game? Toledo, Ole Miss, Eastern Michigan, South Carolina. Yeah, the third game since the third week. So that had to be like September 13th-ish, 20th, right? Crazy. Crazy, man. So let's get into the game, y'all. This first drive was everything. To give up 3 points and momentum at the half, we needed a good drive. And I'm gonna tell you, this kid grew up before your eyes because he did not. I was asking asked Adam Luckett, was there a dew point issue? Was it raining? Something was going on because Cutter did not throw the ball well in the first half. And let me tell you, we left points off the board in the first half because Cutter was not on. There were some third down balls that were layups for him that I seen him throw, and he couldn't complete them. That could have kept the chains moving and led us to potentially 2 field goals. So we left points off the board, and we can't do that. But to see the guy come back in the second half, what I think they say he threw 11 passes in a row. Well, I can find it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, start 14. Yep, 11 passes in a row. That's impressive, man. That's impressive. Complete 11 passes in a row is nothing to sneeze at. That's impressive, especially after the issues we had in the first half. So that kid made some big time clutch throws on third downs. And we'll see at least two, maybe three, I think two on this drive. I like that we got him some easy throws, get the ball in his hands, put the ball in playmakers' hands. And this was huge, man. It doesn't seem like a lot, but getting the 2nd and 4 out the gate to get ahead of the chains, now it makes calling defenses on this side of the ball very difficult because the offense has everything at their disposal. They can run the ball on 2nd down. They can pass it. You can go play action fake. You can try to hit an explosive. There's so many things you can do. AJ said more touches for Miller. Here's the thing that I'm gonna say about more touches for particular guys is whom are you gonna take the touches away from? Because Miller had 4 targets. Kendrick has 6. I think that's about fair. The DJ needs more touches. The thing about it is we don't pass the ball enough to really get that amount of touches. Like to make receivers happy, you probably got to get in that. How many times we threw it 29? You got to get in that 40 range to make all your guys happy. We passed, you get 60-ish plays a game, so you get 30 passes. You're going to complete hopefully 20 of them. Now your touches get minimal. Because remember, Kendrick Law's touches, a lot of them were from jet sweep. So, right, AJ? And we did enough of it. We had enough screens. Our receivers are not the best blockers all the time. Macklin it'll be shocking, was a really good blocker. Now we run a little counter. Great blocking. We caught Auburn. We caught him. And we got a great block by, I think that's Wally. And now we out the gate. Y'all, first down on 2 plays to come out of halftime was huge. Now we got to keep the momentum. We can't do what we're going to do now. And that is allow their defensive front to create penetration, push our center back into the lap of the running back. Also, it didn't allow Farmer a chance to pull. So not only did the nose tackle get penetration, he prevented the pulling guard from getting to his responsibility. So now there's going to be an extra guy that's going to block. It can't happen. It just can't happen. We got to hold that anchor better. But here's the thing. Auburn offensive line coach is saying the same thing to their center because David Gusta had their center in the backfield consistently. So it happens. You got to win one-on-one battles. This play was huge, man. It's not this one, it's the next one. Not this one, it's the next one. Like, sometime on this one, I think Cutter this is the great thing about it, y'all. I want you to understand. This play is going to be similar to the next play. And Cutter got a bead on what they're running. They run the exact same coverage. You run a little different route, but they run the exact same coverage. He sees this cornerback playing strong flat. And I don't know, I can't get the whole view where you want to throw it, but Bush saw how they ran it and was just hoping they'd run it again, and we get him. And And that corner does the exact same thing. See this corner sit. All right, this corner sits. And what Bush has is he has a great concept to make this guy respect that glance route to expand here. If that corner's going to stay there, it creates a window. A perfect window for Cutter to thread this curl in. And he's patient. He saw it. I'm sure as you say, as a coordinator, anticipated, if it happens, let it rip. I mean, his feet are not set, but when you see it, you gotta let it rip. Boom. That is huge, y'all. That is huge. Watch. This linebacker has to respect the route by Kendrick Law, so he expands to the hash, and that opens up this real nice window. Right? It opens it up because that corner is playing the flat. He was a flag magnet. That corner should have allowed this throw to be thrown, and he should have been right here. And then if the ball thrown to Caddis, you rally up and make a tackle. But I love the fact that he was a flat magnet just like he did the previous play. So what happens as a coordinator is sometimes you have a beat on what they're gonna call, and sometimes they like to repeat stuff. They repeated the same coverage, and he called a better play for Cutter. I'm sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I would say this: if I'm the play caller, and I have what 25 seconds before my mic turns off. Cutter, I'm calling 365 X glance, Y arrow, F curl, Z curl. Hey, they ran that coverage last play where the cornerback sat. If he sits again, the curl route is gonna be open. That's the kind of dialogue you can have in that headset, which is a big advantage. So I think that was communicated. Cutter, if they run the same coverage, the curl route is gonna be open. Be patient, let it happen, and if they run the same thing, it's gonna be there. Boom. First down. That was big, y'all. You can't get to the second first down without getting to the first. That was a big conversion. Now look, man, this is hard because they just attacked it. The cornerback says it's not getting outside, and that's where Kendrick wants to go because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to get up in these numbers because look at the best number in college football, number 17. Look at where he's at. He's going to deplete him. He wants to go outside. Their corner does a spectacular job of preventing it. That's all you can do. You lost that rep. I hate it. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Damn it, I hate it. I think you all know what I'm going to say. If he is running the true zone read and this guy is not respecting the quarterback and his ability to pull it, and he's coming to crash the party, Cutter's got to pull it. And here's the thing for me. This is the team to pull it on because they're playing a lot of man-to-man. Who else is out here? If Cutter pulls it with 18 crashing, if he pulls it, there's nobody out here. Fuck. It burns me up that we have, and it's not just us, and that's the bad. That's the I don't know if the bad part about it. I don't think it's good football. John, I'm still asking him to run it, but you got to run it where there's open space. John, John, you could run for 3 yards right now. And I know we're about the same age. You could have pulled it and got the ball to about right there. You could have pulled it and got it to right there. All I would ask for you is to slide. Head first. Don't go feet first. Head first slide. You would have got 3 yards. If to me, why not just get on the center and just hand the ball off to the running back? At least the back is to the defense. They don't know if you hand it off or not. If you're gonna run zone read, you gotta hand the ball off. I mean, you gotta be able to pull it. All right. This is another one. This one, y'all, is so dangerous. And I'm gonna tell you why it should have been picked. They are running too high safety. And the route combination should have led that safety to get this pick. When you run double out, and the safety sees double out, his eyes automatically gets to number one. This should have been a pick, yo. Like I said, the football guys were on our side. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Bruh. As I'm not gonna buy, bruh. That was, oh my God. Bruh. That should have been a pick. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. We made the play, they didn't. That's huge. And we bag it up with 2 perimeter plays, and 1 ends in a touchdown. And like I sketched this up in the cut ups, which I put on all my social media platforms, Driving with Styles on YouTube, VStyle17 on Twitter and TikTok, and LA Bluegrass on Instagram. Go and smash the like buttons on all of those. Follow me on all of those platforms. That will help. Everything is kept free. If you watch Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know I'm trying to nudge Anthony White into going to Patreon. I don't want to go Patreon, but I don't want to go Patreon, but I might have to. So, this one right here, this play right here, the way Auburn is playing it, it puts them in the bind. Because when Caddis comes in motion, the motion helps him be able to make the block he needs. And now we have 4 on 4 because they don't bring a guy over to make it 5 on 4. So now, if it's 4 on 4, as Anthony White and I say, well, more me, but Anthony White agrees. In this conference, there should never be a situation where a defender should be able to tackle you one-on-one in space. As a runner in space, when you see one guy, you look by him and look for where the other guy's coming. And since they didn't adjust to this motion, their lack of adjustment set them up for failure. Because now we got 4 on 4, boom, And I'm going to tell you, this guy triggered. This guy did a great job. He is going forward before the front hand comes off the ball. You see his guy, he's got that guy, his guy go backwards. He's already going forward right now. Front hands to come off the ball. But because Will Rod is in motion, he's able to get there. That was the key block. Boom. Now it's ball game. Now it's a one-on-one situation. That's a good block. One-on-one situation. You gotta win one-on-one situation in space. He doesn't even touch him really. Touchdown. Damn pretty. You come out the fucking gate after halftime, put 7 on the board. You know what happens? That defense on the sideline going up 7, their level of excitement is actually more than what the offense feels. I've been in that situation. I know how it feels when your offense is struggling and they put 7 on the board. Whew. It's a sigh of relief. It gives you an extra burst of energy. It's big. It's not just for offense. It's the defense feels it, man. They feel it. Now, this was Nazir's biggest mistake. He missed a tackle, and on this, he comes inside of that tight end block. That tight end's able to log him. There's nobody else out there. You're the last, what is it, last Mohican. That's it. Ty Bryant comes. Ty Bryant, y'all, this young man made a lot of good saving tackles in this game. I know a tackle only is worth 1, but the amount of, I know they had a holding, but the amount of tackles he had that saved us should be worth 5. Now, I hate the half the distance to the down. This is what I hate, y'all. If they get a penalty, they go half the distance. They get half the distance, right? Well, if we get a penalty, we get the whole distance. Some needs to change on that. I'm like, if for example, if it's a 10-yard penalty on us and they're on the 5, and if they had a penalty, it should be equal to the defense. If they only get a 2.5-yard penalty, defense should only get a 2.5 penalty. This shit where they get the full yardage, when they only get half, is bullshit. Some needs to be changed. I've said that since I was playing. All right. This is a great job by JQ. This is, and it's set up by Quay, keeping his outside leverage, not allowing him to run to the sideline. Great tackle, man. That sets up 2nd and 9. Now, if I remember correctly, is it this play? Yeah, tight end. All right, y'all. This is the kind of stuff that is very difficult. All right. We bring 5. And when you bring 5, you lose a zone. All right. When you bring 5, you lose a zone. Remember, I'm going to just draw them. There's a flat, there's a curl, there's a hook, curl, flat. All right. When you bring 5, you lose a zone. So now this guy has to play a little bit more conservatively because you losing the zone. He's got to look. If they ran this, he's responsible for that. He's responsible for this. That's very difficult because this is the one he has to protect against, that little seam. And I'm honestly not, I don't think he's close enough to that. I think he should have actually shaded a little bit more towards that hash. But grand scheme of things, now we got to come up and make a tackle, and we do. So now it's 3rd and short, and they just get us. This This is one. I think I might have the end zone view. I think this is the end zone view one. This is when JQ comes up. All right. So here's the deal, y'all, and especially DBs. And like I said on the cut up, for me, a true definition of a Jimmy and Joe is not athletic ability. It's merging that athletic ability with high IQ. And one way you get a high IQ is you have to know the scheme. You have to know the weakness and the strengths of everything your defense and or offense is doing. You also need to understand what everybody on the field is responsible for. I said for. You have to know. Once you get to that level, that's when the game slows down. Now, I would say for me, I had so many advantages. One big advantage, I played quarterback for my entire career until college. So I know offensive schemes. I'm not a big offensive line guy, knowing all the different elements of it, but I have a real good understanding of blocking schemes. I know what power, wham, counter, lead, like I know what all that means and the basic concept of it. The other thing is, when I was in high school, I was put all over the field on defense except middle linebacker and defensive line. So I played some nickelback. I played safety. I played corner. I, on one drive, could go from nickel to safety to corner. All right. The great thing about that is I also knew what this end guy on the line of scrimmage was responsible for. When I went to college, after my freshman year, when I understood the coverages, then I started listening to, God damn it, what's Coach T's real name? Coach T, and then Coach Cal came after him. Coach Calvin came after him. I paid attention to defensive line stuff because it mattered to me to understand stunts and where the quarterback could potentially be forced out to. So I know a little bit about technique on the line because I ask questions and I listen. That put stuff in my toolbox that when I played on Saturdays, I had a good idea of what potentially could happen. I just didn't listen to the damn DB call and say, we did colors blue, green, white, yellow, black, orange. Like, I also listened to the line calls. So, the reason why I get into that is in this situation for JQ, when this defensive lineman blocked down, you cannot go up the field. You create a natural void. And right there, even though they are both in line, there is a space vertically between them, which creates a running lane. So as a defensive back, on this situation, when it's a run, you just can't run the field. Once you see 76 blocked down, you know without a shadow of a doubt, somebody is coming down the line to block you. Unless it's zone read. If it's not zone read, someone is coming down the line to block you. So you have to squeeze that and minimize that running lane. So now what happens is, I like when we do stuff like this. This guy is able to scrape because look, all the gaps are filled. A gap, B gap, A gap, B gap, C gap, C gap. There's nowhere for him to go. The only gap he has is inside of here because that gap is contained and he has there. So the only gap that's not contained is this one inside of JQ. So you play through your gap. Landon should have been scraping. We do this because it fucks up the blocking scheme. They're looking for this, and they have two guys allocated for them because usually you would have another guy here. That guy is him. If we ran this properly, this is a perfect fucking defensive call. JQ got too far up the field, and Landon Watson got caught looking at the pretty girls up in the building getting pickpocketed down on the street. You cannot have that happen. And they get a first down. So we learn. This is great job by Quay. He makes it harder on himself, but it's still a great job. You see those linemen pull. When you see big hogs start to pull, they only pulling for a reason. Now, sometimes they can false pull, but you go get your ass out on the perimeter because they coming. He defeated number 4. Landon Watson didn't fare well. He didn't fare well. Big 77 got a pancake. But we strung it out, and Quay came soon enough, made a tackle. String it out, string it out. 4-man pressure. Now, the problem is with this one, y'all, is we're playing 2-man. We're playing man underneath with 2 high safeties. Everybody underneath them has man. I'm going to tell you from a quarterback perspective, 2-man is very difficult because there are no windows. You can't have a preconceived notion of where to go. With the 2 high safeties, you can't say if they impress man, I'm going to go over the top because you got safety over the top. This is a very difficult coverage if you got 5 guys that can cover underneath. And we have them locked down, y'all. The problem is when you look at it from the end zone, another big play by Ty Bryant. All right. So right now, 2 linebackers have man because the 2 safeties are playing too high. Now, if the 2 safeties were not playing too high, then they will have tight end running back. But since they are playing too high, the linebackers have those 2 guys. They're responsible. And you have to play man. You have to be locked on. All right? You got to be locked on, which they are. Now, the problem is our 2 defensive linemen open the gate. One thing we did very good in this game was create a good cocoon, and if you watch me for long enough, I call it a good umbrella. This time we had a hole in the umbrella, and he found that hole. Okay? The thing is these guys can't leave until you cross the line of scrimmage because they're in man. And Daniels took advantage of it. Next play, they went a little out. You're going to give up certain routes, y'all. I know people don't like it, but you're going to give up certain routes. Another great tackle by Ty Bryant. I don't know how many tackles Ty Bryant. I'm going to look up right now. I didn't look up the defensive stat. Ty Bryant had, how many? They got him for 5 total tackles. 4 solos. Those 4 solos were fucking huge. All of them were big tackles. Man. These 3 guys for Auburn, the tackle, from the guards to the centers, are seeing this guy in their dreams. Gusta was whipping their ass all game. That play is made by Gusta. He penetrated. There was nowhere for their running back to go. We brought Love it up, like nowhere to go. This is good eyes, y'all. That's a great tackle. Now we get him in 3rd and long. We got to find a way to get off the field. Get off the field. Get off the field. Khalil Saunders. That man had him a big game. And look, y'all, I just actually got into a conversation with someone before the broadcast. I'm going to edit all the passing game and show that 4-man pressure was big. Now, for me, y'all, for me, and maybe it's because of the defensive back standpoint. For me, a blitz, the true essence of a blitz is bringing 6 guys. When you bring 5, you can play zone behind. You can play fire zone. You can play 3 deep, 3 under. So for me, when you bring 5, it's just a pressure. It's not a blitz. This equals a blitz. This equals zone pressure. You can bring 5. You can keep a safety over the top and play man under. You can put a safety over the top and another robber and play man. That to me isn't blitzing. Blitzing's when your guys are on an island. So for me, 5 is just a pressure, zone pressure, but we get there with 4. This is a great pick and roll. I put this in cut ups. Great pick and roll and great finish, man. That's big. 3rd and 7, that's big. Celebrate, young man. Now, y'all, I know I tweeted this out at this moment. Up 10-3, ball on the 9-yard line. All I wanted with the way we were punting the ball is 2 first downs. We needed 2 first downs. And by golly, did we get 2 first downs. I like the commitment to running. I think we were basically 50-50. We were 32 runs, 29 passes. We were basically 50-50. That's where you want to be, man. Winning football is being 50-50. In my book. You don't have, for me, I don't want to be definitely over 60-40 pass to run. I can live in 55-45. Game plan was great. We missed things. I'm telling y'all, we left points off the board. As I did in the cut up, this was a concern for me. Can we win one-on-one matchups? DJ Durkin has these guys, these corners play physical man-to-man. And we won our fair share of one-on-one battles. That's big. Easiest throw is the shortest throw. Cam gave him the numbers, hit the numbers, first have fuck. That right there made me happy. Not only was a first down, it was first down plus some yards. So now we get another first down. We on the other side of the 30-yard line. We get a 50-yard punt. We in business. They were just committing so many people to the run. If I'm not asking Cutter to be Vince Young, but I want him to be capable of pulling the ball. Big first down, y'all. This one was huge. And you know why this is huge, y'all? Is for a moment here, Cutter wanted to be frantic. He got a little skittish. Right there, his internal clock went off. 3 seconds. Need to go. But look, he sat in there. Y'all, the O-line, there is nobody at his feet. Look at the weird follow-through because he thinks someone's there. There is nobody close to him. Look at that. That is exceptional blocking for a pretty good defensive line by Auburn. That is exceptional O-line work. And he was able to connect. Harley Gilmore had to win, and we did. Now, right now, y'all, Right now, anything after this play, after that play, after that first down is gravy. Now we can take 40 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds off the clock, off top. Don't get another first down. Because right now, we want to take the air out the ball. And to get 6 yards on first down was huge. Now let's take some more air out the ball. Hold those blocks, y'all. Good. Now we get into third and short. Now we got to win. This is the down we have to win. You got to win on third and short, y'all. And I'll be honest with you, we didn't win on third and short. Third and long, we won on. Third and short, now I know we got a penalty, but we got to win on third and short. And it's got to be easier than this. Now, they held both of these guys. But we got to win on third. We got to be able to run on third and one. Pull it. Y'all, pull it. Again, for a team that plays man-to-man, pull it. You got to be a threat in the run game. Y'all, this is on Cutter and only Cutter. This blitz, this sack isn't on the O-line at all. Not even a smidget of it. This is solely on Cutter. That's 4 seconds. All right. The bad part about it is we call a great play. We are putting this guy under conflict with Seth on a swing route. This guy is not involved. That guy is the guy we're reading. He actually had 2 guys open on this play and different guys in different points in the route tree, in the route concept. Hendrick's open right now. Get him the ball. He's open right now. That guy is leaning this way. I'll show you from the end zone view. You should have banged it to Kendrick right now. All right. If you hesitant, once that guy goes that way, Caddis is open. We cannot take the sack on a situation where their guy can't be right. This guy can't be right. He can never be right. It's either or. And you made him right on both. It's this guy. You made him right on both occasions. You throw it to Kendrick. Now, when that guy starts leaning away, look, his body language is going that way. You have Seth out there that's occupying a corner. Bam. Bang it. All right. Your processor freaked out. Once he goes that way, you know you have that behind. You have to know what you have. Bang it. Bam. He made 100 on the test because you didn't shoot your shot. Just like that one. If only we would have had that one earlier on the play before, we might be still marching. However, this play is big. You know why? Because we got closer to the 50-yard line and beyond. So now, when we punt the ball, guess what we can do? Beep, get the ball inside the 10-yard line. It's fucking huge, man. I don't remember the numbers exactly, But I'm pretty comfortable saying I think it was if a team starts at the 20, there's a 20% chance of them putting points on. I guess it's by yard 10%, 5%. So if you start inside the 10-yard line, that's highly unlikely that you're going to put points on any defense. We cannot, y'all. We cannot do this. Afari sticking his nose in an area he shouldn't be. He should be right here. All those gaps inside of occupied. Damn. He gave up a big run because of us, not because of them. All right. When the receiver has ran a route and he's got to come back all the way back to basic line of scrimmage to catch a ball, that's a win on the secondary. That's a 2.5-yard gain on a play that should have been deeper. Now, this route here, if you leak the running back out right over the ball, that's not a damn thing a defense can do about it in this coverage. Now, what we can do is switch the coverage up. And you'll see we switch the coverage up. We're going to give, like I want people to understand, there's not a perfect fucking coverage in football at all. There's always there's a weakness to every damn coverage. There's a weakness. This is why I said on the KSR podcast this afternoon that the linebackers did an unbelievable job in coverage. Because you know why? Because they were not magnetized to this guy. They were getting their depth, protecting the deep ball. When I saw them throw a lot of running back checkdowns, I'm like, them guys are getting depth. It sucks that you got to give that up, but you got to give up something. Cannot be perfect. Landon got shook out his jockstrap. I think that's Landon on this one. Ooh. No, that's Green. I'm sorry, Landon. I apologize to you. That's Green. Got shook out his jockstrap. Then I know they don't wear jockstraps anymore. So like this one, y'all. Like this to me is not a blitz. Look at this safety. We're playing zone coverage. What this is a fire zone, but what's happening is, in my estimation, these two linebackers, that linebacker and that nickelback, have that guy. And when that guy blocks, that frees them up. So they are mugging the line of scrimmage, but they're not blitzing. To that running back blocks, now we can all come. Great fucking sack. 3rd and 14, again. We rushing 4, y'all. We rushing 4. These two linebackers have that back. And one is probably a spy on the quarterback. All right? They are hanging back. They're hanging back. The 4 down linemen create the pressure. And now they can finish. That's like, dude, y'all, that's beautiful defense. See this, what they're running now? Is perfect for backpack. Perfect for Diego. We got ready for Vandy basically by playing Auburn. Y'all, we are up 7. This is what good offenses do. This is what good offenses do. You know that they think you're going to run the ball. First play, let's run something simple concept. Get it in and out. Get a first down. Y'all, one first down changes the whole vibe of a series. It also gets you to get ahead of the chains. And when you're punting like the way we were punting, makes you feel good inside. Now, this, y'all, this play here is what I was worried about weeks ago. I've been talking about Auburn defense like week one. I was afraid of this type of mugging, handsy defense, which this is honestly a defensive PI, and they won't call it, right? He grabbed him right before the ball. Like he is in Cam's helmet. He's blocking his view. That to me is he's there early. And that's what I was worried about. They didn't call it. If the ref's gonna let that go, it could be a long night. Again, 3rd and 5, y'all. We gotta find a way. Y'all, this is people on TikTok can see my expression. But yeah, I know people don't like Bush. I get it. But the guy be in his bag a lot. And y'all not hitting the like button. But if you know they're in man, all right, which right now, when Cam goes in motion and when this guy follows, you know they're probably in man. All right, that's your hip, him and him. All right, the other thing I want people to understand, quarterback needs to understand when he goes in motion, he cannot get up to the line of scrimmage. One, first of all, he's off the line of scrimmage. Second, that's a hard path. You got a guy on the line of scrimmage. He's impressed, man. That means he's going to have to come over the top. Watch what Bush schemed up. Watch what Bush schemes up. And watch the execution by Gilmore. I'm going to tell you one thing. Gilmore does a lot of the little things from blocking to this. Watch what he does. He presses that corner, basically blocks him. See how Gilmore guy had to go around it? Look how far away he is. And for Cam, Gilmore presses this guy in a way where he can get. If y'all can't see that, I can't make you see it. I said all the time, you cannot live off of scheming. Scheming guys open. You cannot live off of it. But damn it, when you do, woo, that's a scheme open on a big ass down in that time of the game. Guess how much time we run off? I'm telling y'all, man. If Cutter would just pull it. And all you gotta do is get to the outside. I get 3 yards and slide. I ain't mad with that. When they're committing and guys are crashing, that's not the O-line's fault. They bringing an extra guy in the box. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. I didn't put this in the cut-ups because I didn't want to be too negative. I think Cutter got confused because right now, y'all, he has 2 guys open. He has 2 guys open. He has Harley Gilmore open, and he has Ferrier open. Watch. Barrier is butt naked open, and Gilmore is open. And I think that Cutter thought Gilmore was Farrier and threw it outside the numbers. Because here's the thing. I can't remember who was it, Ole Miss. Here's the thing, y'all. As a quarterback, teach and take for young people. All right, y'all. There's nobody in the middle of the field. These are the things pre-snap. Pre-snap. What's the coverage? Pre-snap. What's the coverage? 5. How many receivers I have going out? All right. Now they have 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. 2 is 11. There's no safety in the middle field, right? Because when you look at it, I'm just go here. He has him. He has him. He has him. He has him. The linebackers are sharing the running back. So there's nobody in the middle of the field. All right? Since you know that, snap the ball. Nobody in the middle of the field. All right. If you throw it to Gilmore with the corner being outside, you can throw this ball into the middle of the field and have him run away from the DB. You could lob that thing up to the outside and let him run and get it. He's going to run away from the DB. When there's no safety in the middle of the field, throw that ball away from the DB. As a DB, I hate that shit because I'm outside of him. As a quarterback, know what that does? That makes my margin of error way bigger. Because now all I got to do is throw it up to the middle of the field or the opposite hash. Depends on how much air I want to put on it. And let my guy go get it. Now, if you wanted to throw to Farrier, is a different throw. But y'all, both of these MFers are wide open. That's what I mean by we left points off the board, y'all. That's a touchdown. That's 17 points. Now, they just brought the house. There was nothing to stop that. Now, defense, we got them inside the 20 again. We got to do out. That's a great job by Afari. Afari didn't have his best game. Afari in this game was riding a roller coaster. He was up and down. I don't know why. There were some plays didn't seem like he was in it. There were some plays, there was some loafing. There were some plays that were uncharacteristic of what I know Afari to be. But this was a big one. So now we get him in 3rd and long. Got to get off the field, y'all. Got to get off the field. This is a blitz. This is bringing 6. This is Blitz City. There's no hanging around. There's no watching running back. All 6 of these guys are blitzing with ill intentions. Look at the rate of look at him just decapitate the running back. Souls come. Dude, that's get off the field. So now, the offense. You got less than 4 minutes. We need a 5-minute drive. They should not touch the ball again. They should not get another possession. This is the one that as a quarterback, I don't know if that ball is hit. I think it is. I don't listen to the broadcast, so I don't know if they saw a hit, but let me show you something. When I saw this, I'm like, come on, Cam. We got interception. You got to run. He's jogging right there. But the football guys got yow. Peanut Tillman that thing on out of there. $238, y'all. We gotta get them to use all of these timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So we need a first down. All right, we need a first down. College football, the ball stops on every first down. That could be a problem. We need to milk all those timeouts, which means we need to get a first down. That's a great play. Get 5 on first down. Now we in business. Now we're in business. Now we just need to hold on to blocks longer. Now we're in 3rd and short, y'all. 3rd and short. Now we checking. This is what good offenses do, y'all. A reason why I don't have a problem with this call is because they have 1 timeout and a 2-minute warning. So they basically have 2 timeouts. They have 2 timeouts. So we need to get a first down to milk this game away. This is a learning opportunity. I think this is a great call. Harley Gilmore had number 14 spinning around. He won the rep at the line of scrimmage. Someone missed the back shoulder. Harley got to look back at the ball sooner, like right now, and see where this ball and be able to track this ball. He didn't look back until too late. That is the perfect fucking throw. As I said, we left plays on the field. But I like the aggressiveness of trying to get it. So this is going to happen. I'm going to show you later what we do in this drive to eliminate it. You can't stop everything. How many men rushing, y'all? 4-man pressure. He's under duress. It's 4-man pressure. 2nd and 10. 4-man pressure. Good tackle. Inbound. 3rd and 2. We got to find a way to get off the field. All right, Afari, what are we doing, Afari? This is on Afari. I'm not saying we make but we got to be in tune and engage on every play. What are you looking at? So they get the first down. 4-man pressure, y'all, just from a different angle. We just bring the safety. 4-man pressure. Good job by Souls taking the inside, taking that tackle with them. 4-man pressure. We just bring Quay from the other side. Great coverage by Ty. 3rd and 7. 4-man pressure. Saccadocious. 4-man pressure. This is hard, y'all. This is hard. I'm not going to say it. O's got to do a better job, but it's hard in that situation. They get a first down. Great coverage by JQ. This, y'all, is all out blitz. That's number 2. That's 6-man pressure. And honestly, we didn't do a good job getting there. To be honest, we didn't do a good job of getting there. Now this one, y'all, is very bad. You gotta know right here. We gotta learn, y'all. If Afari is going, he's going on a blitz right here. He's going on a blitz, all right? That means we gotta shade more here because this guy is getting here. This is on Rayner. He doesn't understand coverage. We got 2 guys in the same zone. He needs to be over here. That's on him. He needs to know how far he is going. We need to make up for that zone. Damn it, y'all. It's 3rd and 10, and we just are not where we're supposed to be. You got to understand formations and coverage. That's horrible. Ain't nobody open, y'all. Ain't nobody open. 4-man pressure. Ain't nobody open. 2nd and 10. 4-man pressure. That's a hole on O's, if you ask me. They didn't call it. But right there, that's a fucking hole. Pull the down flag. Watch it. That's a hole. That's a hole. Good pressure. 4-man. 3rd and 10. You know what we're going to do now? No timeouts. We're going to brain the house. We need a sack. Good down pass rush by Green. Ball game. That's ball game. You cannot take a sack with no timeouts in that situation. Off the receivers rushing back, they're tired. We also I want to show this too. Y'all, I want you to understand. Their wide receivers had to go back. And we just went on a 6-man blitz. Watch what our front four does on the next play. Guess what they do? It's a 4-man pressure. Look at Green keep having. Think that's Souls on the other side? Or is that Olds and Green? I think that's Olds and Green. Look at the 2 perimeter guys in the pressure of the middle. That's amazing, y'all. That's amazing. So, it's nothing like a W, man. There's nothing like a W. The feeling of winning football is huge. And if anyone's talking about the level of celebration for a win, shut the fuck up. Winning in this conference is not easy. And every win you get, it doesn't matter if it's Toledo, it should be a celebration. These kids earn it. The amount of stuff these kids have to go through day in and day out, sacrificing their body, doing everything for that brand on the front of their chest. And for anyone to say anything about them celebrating a win, fuck you. Winning football in this conference is a bitch. So kudos for those guys finally getting the monkey off their back, getting the win. It was huge, y'all. Because they should have a couple more on there in the win column. They're 5-3. It could easily be, they're 3-5. It could easily be 5-3. Easily be 5-3. So, for all of y'all watching, I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. Whatever platform you on right now, go to another platform and follow your boy. Hit the like button. Go to YouTube, subscribe to Driving with Styles. Do all the good things. As usual, I appreciate the banner was a little light tonight, but that means you were listening. Can we stop UF? Yeah, can we stop UF like Auburn? They're a better offense. I don't know if we can shut them out. Gotta start the second half, 11 straight completion. Is he getting a groove where he's getting a little bit of a groove? There's still some things. A couple of those completions shouldn't have been completions. One of them should have been an interception. Y'all, it's reps. It's getting to see defenses. And if he is a high IQ guy, the same defense won't get him the next time around. So here's the thing, y'all. Bush and him are forming a relationship of trust. And that is huge. And it's unfortunate the last couple of years of football for us and fans getting upset and getting tired of the same old shit from Stoops, et cetera, and want him out. But that relationship is blossoming. The plays at the end of the game, the plays at the end of the half where Bush is giving Cutter freedom. He's trusting him to make plays. He's trusting him on third down to make plays. He trusts him like on the third and whatever with 2 minutes left on the clock. He trusted that he was going to make the right throw. We haven't seen that. That's huge. That relationship is blossoming. And it might not be here next year. So he's going to have to learn another offense with another offensive coordinator and learn a new scheme potentially. That can be great or it could be bad. We don't know. But like, comment, subscribe. YouTube is Driving with Styles. I'm even on Twitch. Twitch is VStyle17. On X, Twitch, and TikTok is VStyle17. On Instagram, it's LA Bluegrass. It's like Louisiana Bluegrass. LA Bluegrass, Louisiana to Lexington. So that's why it's LA Bluegrass on Instagram. Follow your boy on all of them. Hit the like button. If you want to donate to the Breakdown Fund, you can go Cash App, $ LA Bluegrass. Other than that, y'all, I am praying and hoping that I can see you guys again next week with a W. Because there is nothing better than to talk to y'all after a win. I'm telling you, there's nothing better. I'm messing all up again, y'all. I'm trying to figure out a way where I can end this. And I can end the studio. I don't know, y'all. Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to try this. Let's see if I can do this. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. Your boy's out. And I will see y'all, like I said, next week. Hopefully it's in a great situation. Hopefully it's another W. And it can be a feel-good story again. Out.
1:16 left to play in the game. Quarterback drops